Hi again. I just realised that I forgot to mention, I mentioned in the last video and forgot to elaborate on it about um, telling people, and I started to say, that we didn't tell many people from our children's school. And the reason for that was because the kids both said that day when we told them, and to me it was really, really important that their best friends knew what was happening, because I just did not want them going to school on the other important thing too was in telling the kids was we told them on a Saturday morning, so on the first day of the weekend, so that they had all weekend to let it sink in a bit, ask questions, feel reassured by us, and as much as we could possibly do in a couple of days before they went back to school. I didn't want to just tell them when they got home from school one day and send them off to school the next day. I'll see you later, have a great day. I felt like that was really cruel. So to me, I wanted to spend as much time with them as I possibly could until they had to go back to school. So the first morning of a weekend suited that theory. So on that day when we told them, one of the things that we discussed was, who do you want to know at school? And, I sort of explained to them that I thought it was important and I wanted to know their thoughts on it, but that I thought that it was important that their best friends knew. They each have two really close friends, and I explained to them that the reason why I thought that it was important was because if they did have a bad day, if they were just feeling sad at school one day, it's really good to have somebody that knows what's going on in your life so that they can look after you that day, and just look out for you a little bit more than they normally would. So the kids really thought about what I'd said to them, and they agreed, which I was so thankful for, because I guess it was reassuring for me to know that they were going to have a little bit of backup at school when I'm not there with them, to hug them and tell them that everything's going to be okay. And their friends are beautiful kids, and I knew that these kids would be that reassurance for them at school when I can't do that. So basically at first it was just two of their closest friends each, and we never told anybody else. So when I started having treatment and chemotherapy, they recommend that you get your hair. I had sort of shoulder length hair, and they recommended to get my hair cut short to lessen the impact of my hair falling out. So I did that, got my hair cut short, which I'd never had in my life. So going and picking up the kids from school, and lots of mums that knew me saying, "Oh, love the new do," and all of this sort of thing was just so funny, because my heart would kind of sink every time someone said it, because they didn't know that I was being treated for breast cancer. They had no idea I'd had surgery and that I was going through chemotherapy. So, and here they are saying, "Love the new haircut." And I knew that one day, pretty soon, when my hair fell out, that they were going to think to themselves, "Oh no, here I am talking about how, great her new haircut is, and all the while she's going through chemotherapy." So I knew potentially that these people were going to feel really bad, but I also had this feeling of I wasn't going to say anything to anybody because the kids didn't want me to, so that was the main reason for not saying anything to them. But then the kids kind of gave me the go-ahead and said, "Look, doesn't matter, Mum, just tell people. We don't care. They're going to know soon anyway because your hair's going to fall out." So as soon as I had that go-ahead, I was still apprehensive to even tell them, because that when you give... And these are just ladies, like school mums, so I'm not friends with them, like all of them. A few of them I am, but all the ones that had been commenting, I'm not really friends with them. And so it was kind of, do I tell these people? Because that giving someone that news is kind of going to put them on a big downer. It's not great news. So I know that I'm about to just, say something to them, and they're going to go, "Oh no, I'm so sorry," and da-da-da-da, which is lovely and genuine, and I know they feel that way. So I kind of, in the end, did start putting off telling people, because I didn't want to bring people down. I was fine with it. By this stage, I'd known I had the breast cancer for, gosh, 3 months. It was 3 months by the time I told them. And, you know, I'd already started chemo. My hair just hadn't fallen out yet. It didn't fall out until I had my head shaved in the end. But I didn't do that until after my second treatment. So I'd had the breast cancer and been treated for it for a while. So in my head, I was in a fantastic space with it all positive and, you know, just getting it done. It's all going to be good. So then having to go through telling people again, after I'd initially done it with family and friends right at the start, I just didn't want to go there. So yeah, that was hard, telling them. Anyway, I might tell you in another video sort of how I did that, but yeah, the support that I ended up getting once everybody knew was amazing, absolutely brilliant. Mums that I've never met, but their children knew my children, were cooking meals, and all these frozen meals are turning up at the house, which have just been a godsend for when I'm really sick and I can't cook, and, you know, hubby comes home from work, he doesn't want to cook. So yeah, it's just been absolutely amazing. So all this time that I'd put off telling everyone at school, because I just kind of didn't want to put everybody on this big downer, turned out that when everybody did know, everybody just joined forces and they created this team of people, and there was one mum that had all the meals delivered to her place. Anyway, it was just crazy and amazing. So yeah, that's just amazing how things work out, I reckon. So yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.